Yo, people, what your man telling me is GVBrazy here, back again, yeah, for another video right here, as you can see. And this video is a different video, and it's going to be continuous chat here about um the the picture here of Kobbie Mainoo's half brother, the shirt he had on that had free Kobbie Mainoo, like that. And and it has caused some kind of controversy, like that, yeah, around around the footballing world, um because of the from I haven't really watched the videos and read the articles, but I saw the picture of him, and the picture was taken at half time. Now, I've spoken a little bit about it in my match reaction. Yeah, obviously the 4-4 dreadful, absolute disgraceful result, for Man United at home. And I put a little light on it of my view, and I've said before that this is what happens, right? Yeah, when you don't do the right thing, based here on managing such a young talent like Mainoo, and then you get results here like what you see right in front of you. That's Kobbie's half brother right there. His name is called Jordan. And because if from hindsight, from what we see, right, the stuff that's happening behind the scenes with Kobbie Mainoo, right, we as football fans and people here that that love and like football, love the sport, play football before, played it at a decent level like I have, we need to see such a proper talent here like Kobbie Mainoo. You want him to flourish, exactly like what we have seen here in the previous season, especially during the Ten Hag era. He was the one that scored one of the goals in one of the finals. I think it might have been the FA Cup final. Forgive me about if I got that wrong. And the way that he plays, and the way that from the eye test, what a special talent he is. And not even that, he was the missing piece here for England in one of the World Cups, I believe, or one of the Euros. That played very, very well. And was the missing piece in that midfield. Until I think Southgate put him in there. And then we saw something click in that midfield, right? And now, we are in a situation where, like, now we are in the Amorim era, and the way Amorim man has been moving, we just don't understand what is going on. And the thing about it is that I say to myself, Amorim, you got a player in your hands, a player that is willing to do a job. He was enjoying his football under Ten Hag. He was one of the best young players in the world, I believe. Because I remember a stat somewhere, like third or fourth best. And now he's on the bench. And every time that we are either winning a game and want to kill off the game, or withdrawing and needing a goal, you always bring in cardio players or bring defensive players. And we all know that your structure does not work. Even though that you bring in a defensive player, you're still conceding goals, even though that you play 5 at the back. And this is why, like, journalists, someone like me, some of the other YouTube content creators saying that, why don't you just try playing Kobbie Mainoo? Because he can hold the ball. He's a baller. We see, look at the way he played, like I said, from the eye test, blood. He is one of the ballers, like in the ballers club at Man United, like the Xerxes, the Cunha, the Amads. If you have them man playing, they will do better than trying to do what do you call it? Just running around like headless chicken, blood. And then when you have a special talent like Mainoo on the bench and you're mismanaging him and you bring all those vast quotes that we've been hearing here from youth about you talk about the youth players that are on loan or still at the club, you threw them under the bus. No wonder now that we see his older brother coming out with a shirt. Now look, now this is what I want to get into. Him coming out with what he did with that picture, it might have been a smirk. Look, we don't know his situation, his background, or whatever, because I'm not going to judge person on the smirk, because the smirk could be anything. Because I've learned that, you know, just because someone has a smirk doesn't mean that they're being cocky or whatever. You know them way there. So we got to keep that a buck. But one thing I will say is this, blood. We have to be there we go. Has the camera has always been like that? Fam, I hope not. Alright. Alright, let's keep on going, blood. Hopefully the camera wasn't like blurry like that. I mean, I would, okay. Let's just continue. I'll check that later on. But, we have to kind of understand the intention. Now look, let me say this, right? If he came out, if he's coming out in the support of his brother, saying that no, free Kobbie Mainoo because of the way that the club and the way that his in the way that the manager had mismanaging him, fairs, no problem. I can understand that. This is what I was saying in my reaction video. That this, like, if he's coming out in the support of his brother, despite the smirk, fairs. That's something that I can back, because if your brother is going through a certain situation and you back him, that's what you do, blood. That's what you do. Especially when they're in trouble or need support. You know them way there. If that wasn't, because obviously, now look, this is where it becomes twisted in Buki, you know. If he comes out and using Man United as his platform to support, to promote the shirt, and you know, and to have like his 5 minute of fame, then that's disgraceful, blood. I can't lie. Because in my match reaction, I was leaning towards, if you're there to support your brother, I can understand that. But to come out with a shirt with a picture of you on social media, on X or whatever it is, you doing that was the wrong thing to do, even though that we understand their intention. But if you come out like that, using Man United as your platform to promote a shirt, and then but at the same time you are promoting the shirt, but at the same time you are backing Mainoo, now this is where that, this is where that a lot of was is going your way, blood. and prepare for it, because that'll be unacceptable. Even though that your tensions, to back up my brother, but at the same time, if you're doing that, to promote your shirt and to get your publicity, nah. Never say if you're using the Mainoo situation to, to do some kind of things, I don't know what you're trying to do, then that's disgraceful. Now, another thing I mentioned in my match reaction was this also, is that this one can also put pressure on Mainoo, because Mainoo has put his head down, no trouble. He's just working hard. You know them way he's that kind of brother that just zips his mouth and keeps on working until his time comes, until his chance comes, and he just plays like what he did against Bournemouth, which was a really sick performance. He played it simple, made things going, pass and move. But we shouldn't forget Kobbie Mainoo's situation is that he could be making it worse by coming out with that. Because Kobbie, he is in a situation where like the manager don't even trust his ability, don't even trust how special he is. What a talent. And then that's mounting on it. And it's also putting pressure on the club in certain ways as well. Because for us, especially how Amorim is brainwashing. For people like me who appreciate talent, who appreciate the eye test, right? You gotta look after gems like that. And if in the end, because we have really let go of gems, Kobbie Mainoo could be one of them. Xerxes, even though that the club want him to stay because they know his talent, and even though we want him to stay, Amorim is the one that could end up giving a nod to let him go, and Kobbie could be one of them. See, so they were totally different. Like I said, he should have handled this better. The half brother, Jordan, look, and not even that. For myself, man, I'm also a role model to my little guy and some of the mandem as well. So, so that whatever you do, whatever you say, people look up to you in a certain way, and you got to shape your life, not in a lie, but in the right way. And if we do something wrong, we also need to apologize. Hopefully, because we don't want Mainoo man to have anything that's going on with his head. Them ones there. Anything that will trouble him. And I said this in my match reaction. I said that this is on Amorim, because if you start something, it's going to cause a result. And that's what you get. I'm pretty much sure that other man got other ideas and context and that probably me, I'm open for anybody here to kind of, because I'm an open mind person, what I mean, except here for me being shameless with the mandem. I'm an open mind person here just to know a little bit more about certain things and be like, oh, okay, that's fair enough. Okay, I can see that. I can see in this way. I can see in that way. That's why in my points I'm bringing in many different points. I'm looking at the picture right now. That's what I'm looking that way. Them way there, and it's peak. I'm saying peak here because it's Kobbie Mainoo in the middle of this, in the midst of this situation. That's why I was like, Amorim, fam, like the way you are, the way that let's say you're shoehorning play, the way that you are managing, I'm the way that things are happening here with Mainoo at the moment with Amorim is exactly like the way with Ahmad, with Ten Hag. And these players play exactly the same. You know, like there are certain players. Oh no, actually, no. These players, I'm reminded here of one of my favorite bowlers, Eze. We know he's at Crystal Palace. What a bowler! And the way that he plays, you can tell that he has such an ability. Techie, close control, score goals, assist. He glides, and it may look like it's laid back, but that's the way he plays. He plays like glide. It reminds me of Berbatov. What a baller Berbatov was. The thing he did in the corner when he did that skill and assisted CR7 in the final season of his career at Man United before he went to Real Madrid. And that kind of reminds me of, look at the way that Mainoo is, Xerxes, Ahmad. You can put Paul Pogba and Martial into that equation. And Cunha. These man, they are ballers. They may look like they're laid back, but they're not. How they are as a person, that's the way they are. But then people ridicule them just because that they are not like they're running up the pitch like Mount every time, left, right, center, go up and down, and then running like as if they are pushing and fighting for the badge. Fam, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the way I play in the middle. I play a little bit like laid back and a little bit like with explosiveness. So I know how that feels when you're playing in that kind of glidey feel. So some people here may think that, oh, they're lazy. No, that's how they are. That's how they are in real life. Just because they're not running like Mr. Spamming Bruno Fernandes, it doesn't mean that they're not working as hard as him. And like I said, working hard is the bare minimum in football. And people congratulate people for working in the minimum. Football doesn't make sense these days. Football doesn't make sense. Football is a simple sport, but yeah, managers like Amorim make it like as if you gotta put bare ingredients into a sandwich. Fam, all you need here is just to put a minced burger, lettuce, cherry tomato, a little bit of pepper and onion if you want, a little bit of mayonnaise just to make sure that it is not dry. You got like a nice bun there, put it together, and you have a nice burger, nice sandwich. But yet these men put so much ingredient, so much stuff in it to the point that the burger just falls. It collapses. And that's what you get. But look, I say this, right? Because like I said, I'm going in different angles. I hope Jordan Blood, if this is your intention here of backing Kobbie Mainoo, this could be done in a different way. You know, them way there. But if you're doing this here to exploit like something or 5 minutes of fame, whatever, no. That's disgraceful. That's your brother, Blood. But if you're supporting him, fairs. But if you're exploiting the situation and you are trying to get you're trying to support or promote or whatever it is, yeah, Blood. Me, I don't like judging, man. Because we're exactly the same as every human being on the planet. Because some people think that here, oh, we are better than others. Nah, we're not better than anybody else. We're exactly the same. If you have eyes, I have eyes. If I have nose, you have a nose. I have ears, you have ears. You have lungs, liver, kidney. I also have the same. We're all the same, blood. So, but someone has to be like, what was your intention? What was your intention? Because Kobbie Mainoo's situation is already at a point in that we support, man. Because when he came on, the crowd was happy to see him on because we want him to play well. We want him to start playing. We want him to be playing. Not having microwave minutes, but to play the whole game. This guy can change the game, but Amorim, he thinks that bringing in defenders and bringing in cardio players like Ugarte and Mount will work. And in cases Mount does work, because we praised Mount here for his performance before. But blood, like against Wolves, Mount. Yeah, anyway, fam, I'm going to keep it there because I don't want the video to be too long as well. And I'm just hoping that the video was okay, because I know that it went blurry at a certain point. Hopefully it was okay, like that. Yes, fam. Anyway, I'm going to cut out for now, man. Them way there. Guys, don't forget, man, to pay your rent, man. Smash the likes, them way there. And also hit that thumbs up, man. Help a brother out, like that. And also, yeah, if you're new to the channel, be sure, man, to subscribe and hit all the notifications, man, for more, especially for more match reactions, because Man United, man, are against Aston Villa at their ground. And then next is Newcastle. And yeah, anyway, take care of yourself. Bless. Peace. Big up all you, man, for watching and has been locked in. Until next time, see you guys then.